Hello, 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 and welcome to Making Comics and Art, episode 346. 34 years in comics. I am tired.
Oh, you work a lot.
So, welcome. Let people know who you are and why you're here and all that jazz, where they can find you.
Yeah, my name is Christie Shinn. I am the creator of Demon Bitch and the originator of Asian Invasion. So, Demon Bitch is about a low level demon from the 13th pit of hell where people throw their dog shit in gum wrappers. And she wants to bring the second coming of Armageddon, but the first one never happened because she's a stupid bitch. She's based on people I hate and situations. Um, also, Asian Invasion is like, I just did this after COVID, after Stop Asian Hate and all this other bullshit. So just to kind of put my tongue in cheek, I did a thing called Asian Invasion, where it was to celebrate Asian creators, like in comics, the arts, and film. But it's like it's not only like what America sees of Asian people, but just who we are as ourselves. Because there's always a joke in the Asian community, like we're always disappointing your parents. So there you go.
Welcome. Well, I it doesn't show up here, but I put the link to a contest that Christie is in, and you can go there and for free you can throw one vote. But if you want to pledge to the charity, you can do multiple votes. This pretty much is today is the end of the current round. If she winds up in first place at the end, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah, 7
Um,
p.m. Pacific.
yeah, so and then it goes into the next round. But if she's in first, she'll get a week off. But if not, then she'll have to join the next round.
Right.
Um, and there's 3 or 4 rounds left. It goes to October 30th.
Yeah.
So it's a long ass contest that we've been doing for a little bit now, and I convinced her to up the stakes and get the word out. So we've been streaming on her channel for days. I forget how many times we've done it already, but
Like it's that last week or something.
yeah,
I mean, I didn't have you, but then I had the draw stream,
right, right.
right? So it's just we're just streaming right now and just getting the word out there, and then getting it noted. And I want to take a week off because I had one hell of a week. It was busy.
Yeah.
I get poked and prodded by specialists on top of being busy with other stuff.
So so yeah, it dawned on me that it was September 1991 that I started in comics.
Mm,
If you didn't already hear my origin story, in
right.
short, it was essentially my brother called me up one day back then saying, "Hey, my friend is working on Ghost Rider and he needs a hand. Do you want to come up, fill in some blacks, and help him out and make a couple bucks?" And this was come up to Marvel. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, definitely." So me, my brother, this guy Ken Branch, and the artist on Ghost Rider back then was Mark Texiera, texts to his friends. And yeah, just doing that, working in the Marvel bullpen, looking around at all the editorial offices, all the posters in the Marvel offices, production, which was the bullpen, was just like, crap all over the place. Computers, what they were back when, it was just amazing. And I've been an artist all my life. I was into comics on and off throughout the years. I probably had dreams of doing comics on and off. Um, but I got a real day job. I was a messenger. Eventually worked my way into the mailroom and ran a mailroom. But I was like, this is really what I want to do. So I never really committed to anything until then, and I was 28 when I first got into comics.
Right.
And I knew, I knew I had talent to draw. I went to art school, but I consider myself self-taught.
Which art school?
I went to Art and Design High School in Manhattan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I went for cartooning and animation and that. And then I went to a 4-year college. I only went 2 years, but it was New York Technical College, and in that I took advertising on. Yeah, I wanted a break in between. My parents weren't up for it. I did the first year and it was good. The second year I made the big mistake of piling on, because I found out you can control your classes you take and all that. I took all the art classes and it was too much. And the second semester I failed everything, but it was unexpected. Yeah, I at 28 I got into comics. I knew I wasn't great, and for the first 3 years, I probably worked every day through the night sometimes, just applying my craft, working on my skill. I went to local conventions, which is in New York. There were plenty of them, and looking for work. Any small independent publishers or individuals that needed inks, I bugged them until they gave me work. I also, assisted my brother as well as a couple of other inkers. And yeah, after a while, I found out that Valiant Comics was looking for a inking assistant. A background inker, I guess technically was what I did up there. And I was there 8-10 months. But I was working more on independent comics back then. I think at the time I was working at Valiant, I was doing some work on Razor, the bag.
I remember Razor.
Yeah. Sexy, hot girl, lots of killing and blood.
Angsty too. Remember the ink?
Yep. And I was getting better. And one of my buddies up at Valiant was Jim Calfury. And a few years later, he was working on Aquaman. He was working with his regular inker, Mark McKenna, who was also quite busy himself at the time. So Jim got in contact with me, not through the internet. There was no internet back then. And asked if I wanted to do some tryouts and see if I can work on Aquaman. I was like, yeah, definitely, I'll do whatever you want. And I spoke to the editor, and he's like, well, Jim's in charge. If he likes you, we'll hire you. So I really had to impress Jim, not the editor, which is funny. But yeah, I worked on. He gave me like 2 pages of panels from previous issues. I think he worked on Aquaman on, and I inked 1 page of them and brought that in, and the editor liked it, and he's like, well, let's see what Jim says. So I guess he mailed it out to Jim, or however he went about it. FedExed it out back then, and Jim saw it. Jim loved it. And when we did our first issue, which was issue 10, it co-starred Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern at the time. And I worked 31 days on that 22-page book, killed myself. worked day and night, and was on the phone with Jim a lot, going over every page, every panel, every detail, asking him what he wanted, and yeah, that happened. I did like 24 issues, give or take, of Aquaman. Then went to work at Marvel. Unfortunately, at Marvel, I didn't really get books per se. I got a lot of X-Men pages, various X-Men books like Gambit and Cable and Wolverine and Uncanny X-Men, and yeah, just random, a lot of random stuff.
So explain the retro in your name, because sometimes you have Peter Retro Palmiotti. So why is that?
It's usually everywhere where I am. Retro is my character that I'll eventually get the book out.
Nice.
It's like 95% done. I have to finish off inking the last page. I got all, like, I'm going to do a lot of stuff for the back of the issue, because it's a 28-page story. It's going to be a 40-page book, I think, and lots of extra stuff in the back. And yeah, so I tend to go by retro most places. And yeah, I worked for Marvel for DC was like 3 years, Marvel was like 4 years. Ever since then, it's been lots of random stuff, lots of independent publishers, lots of individuals. I can't even name half the stuff I worked on.
Right. Sometimes after a while, like, you get kind of into that thing of like doing the thing. And
yeah, looking back, I look at it as like, somebody explained working on comics like laying bricks. Maybe Todd McFarlane, I forget. But I'm always happy just to be working, just to have work. And while I always wish for, like, great gigs and series and blah blah blah, it's not always in your control. I have definitely changed. I used to be like, I would look for gigs, I would get one gig, I would do the one gig, finish the one gig, then go looking for work again. Now it's so multi-layered, it's in complete opposite direction. I got too much work. I got too many things. I'm like doing multiple things throughout the day. But I'll catch up and even out and only work on a few gigs. But this is one of them. So I never directly worked with Image, but I was published through Image. There's an artist, Phil Hessman, who had a book called Golly. I inked the second issue of his book, and that was published by Image. Back in the 90s, I remember doing a couple of pinups, maybe inking one or two, and even penciled and inked one myself for books I don't even remember that were published by Image.
Right.
But the biggest thing, which unfortunately was only 2 issues, but it was called Faction Paradox. Lawrence Miles, who is a novelist, does novels for, this is back then, did novels for Doctor Who. One of his novels, Doctor Who novels, was called Faction Paradox. Somehow, he got permission to use the universe that he created within the novel, but nothing Doctor Who or Doctor Who related. So the series was built off of that, the universe he created. And so we did 2 full issues, and then 6 pages. Well, I inked 6 pages of issue 3. And all these years later, another writer came to me, this guy Finn, out in the UK. He proposed this project to me, to me and Cal Fury. Unfortunately, Cal Fury was busy at the time, so this was over a year ago. He was like, I got this idea to make, using what we did previously, so the 2 issues and then the 6 pages, and adding a whole bunch of new story to it, but also possible choose your own adventure ending. I think there's only a couple of options to see where it goes. But the whole thing is going to be 150 pages. And this is page 1 of our new artist. Because this project was proposed to me over a year ago. But unfortunately, the artist that was originally attached to it failed to do the job. So she herself quit. The new artist, who I got hired, a good friend of mine that I've known online for years. We've talked on the phone. We've done streams together. I've been on his channel. He's been on my channel. And we always wanted to work together. So I proposed him as the artist to Finn. Finn looked at his work and talked with him and finally agreed. So Les Linden Gardner is the penciler, and I'm going to be inking 130 some odd pages of his. And this is page 1. Now, he is not used to having an inker. He works digitally. So for me, as a traditional inker, it is going to be challenging working over digital pencils. As you can, I'll see if I can get really close. Let's do this. So as you can see, just within that circle, is all the white lines. That's not natural for me to go in and ink it traditionally. It's like I do have a pen, there's this acrylic painter pen. This is white ink, and I could do much more with this than the old-fashioned. It used to be Doc Martens acrylic white or something. This is much better. This is like using a pen, just shake it and use it. But still, stuff like that I have to reinterpret it. But he's a fantastic artist, and like I said, we always wanted to work together. So this is our moment, and he's already, he's freaking super fast. He's already turned in the first 7 pages. I told him it's going to take me a while, so focus on. He's doing one of the covers. Jim Calcure is doing another one of the covers, and so Les is jumping on one of his other projects currently.
Right.
But it seems like he's doing multiple books a month, and he does at least 4 pages a day. It's crazy. I barely ink a page a day. But yeah, so this is going to be a lot of fun. This is probably the biggest single project I've been attached to.
Well, you're working with somebody that you wanted to work with for a while, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. So my camera's flipped, so just understand this is backwards. But yeah. So this should be a hell of a lot of fun. The colorist. So the original colorist on Faction Paradox was Paul Mounts. Unfortunately, Paul Mounts retired. So Cal Fury pages are actually being recolored and the rest of the book is going to be colored, all by the same guy, which is Dan Kemp. Dan Kemp has done multiple projects for Image, like Spawn, Marvel, like Spider-Man. You know, he's done millions of covers all over the place, and he works with other independent creators as well. You know, and I picked him out and showed him to Fan, and Finn agreed. And it was like, thank God you talked me into using this guy.
Wow.
So I had a lot to do with keeping this project alive and going. But I think it's going to be worth it, and I think people will love it when it comes out. We are going to do a Kickstarter. It's not a set date as of yet. It might be in October. It will probably be this year. But, you know, the book won't be finished until early next year or something like that. So, yeah. So that's all that. You know, I still, let me mention, and I'll throw links into the description box afterwards, but this is a pinup I did for, was it Swords and Sorcery magazine. It's an online magazine that has short stories, and I read one of the short stories and did this pinup according to the story. You can pledge to this campaign. I think it's like 6 days left. It's getting it's like $1,000 away from its goal, but its goal was like 4,500. So it's doing pretty good. It will probably you know, reach its goal. But you can, you know, so my pinup will be in the book, but you could also buy it as an add-on as a postcard, and you can also buy the original artwork on the it's Back of Kit site.
Right.
So there's that. That was a lot of fun to do this piece. Then this is something I worked on it a little more than what people may have seen, but it's still just a bunch of line work and then a million stars I'm going to do. So this is Joe Miller, a friend of mine who's an artist, wanted me to ink him. He loves this, so we'll be doing another one. I don't know what the subject will be, but probably superheroes of some guy. But yeah, this is what I can show you at the moment. I got books I'm making and other things. But yeah, I'll be making some announcements as things develop.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like interesting how like you amass a body of work. Like I just jumped into it 10 years ago and I've done a lot. So it's like, it's kind of weird, like how much you do, you know, like, damn, like you don't really think about it. Like,
I think about it all the time.
well, I guess you're thinking about it, but you don't think how much you did until later.
Yeah. You know, early on, I mean, I moved around a lot since I left home. You know, I don't know, maybe I've been in 30 different places. So I used to, you know, while I was still in New York, I used to keep a single copy of everything I worked on. And when I moved from New York to Kentucky, I gave it all away. So I should have made a hard copy back then. I remember like the last place I lived in New York was Staten Island, and I had a laptop back then, but I was still learning computer stuff. That was early on, and I could have typed it all out and had a full copy of everything I worked on. If you go online and search my name, various lists have listed me doing different books. and some of it's right, some of it's wrong. It's just like if you're lucky enough to find my work and eventually see me, I'll sign anything.
Right. Yeah, it's been kind of for me, it's like it was kind of weird. Like when I first got into comics, like I used to read a lot of comics. I still do read a decent amount of comics. And what's hilarious is like the first few years that I got into comics, I won a Ringo Award with an anthology, Mind Planned Parenthood. And it was funny because I've heard of the Eisners, but I never heard of that. And what ended up happening was that those guys, it was so funny because when it happened, I was like, oh, I'm really excited. She's like, yeah, we got a Ringo Award. I'm like, and I just sat there and I'm like, awesome. And I'm like, what's that? So I had to look it up that night. I'm like, oh shit. So I felt pretty good about that.
I only won one award in my career, and that was best inker of the year. The project, I'm going to forget the name of it, but me and Daniel Krosinger, I forget how to exactly pronounce his last name, but we did a book together. He penciled, I inked. That was for it was like a horror book. I'm trying to remember. Like, I remember we went to a horror convention and met up, maybe in Tennessee, and met the Enigma. It's the blue guy with puzzle pieces tattooed all over him, and he has horns on his head. I'm trying to remember if he was part of the story. I don't know. Anyway, it's a really interesting project because he didn't pencil the pages on paper. He had planks of wood he penciled the pages on, which meant me inking it was slightly a pain in the ass because the wood soaked up the ink pretty good. But he sent me all the pages, and it's been years. I'm forgetting exactly how many pages it was. But he sent me all the planks of wood in one box, and man, that was so heavy. I had to mail it all back to him. But yeah, for that project, I was at the time part of a group. It was a New York group called CAG, Comic Artists Guild, I think it was. And they had their own awards. And so they awarded me that Best Inker of the Year award for that, specifically for that project. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. So, oh man, but yeah, it's like one of those things. It's like you look back sometimes, you're like, whoa, that was insane. The amount of shit I did, or I did all that. Okay, because you're so busy doing it.
But yeah, it's like I'm easygoing, hardworking. Like I said, always just happy to be working. I have higher standards now. I want to get my own book going. So that means I have to get my shit together.
Right.
Because, like being an anchor and just like going from job to job, it doesn't take that much thought or effort. or really, like, I don't have to model a business really per se. But I have a lot more specific goals and things I want to do, and definitely make better money and all that. But yeah, I get my own book out, and I want to work with other people more and probably do less inking, but never give up inking. You know, because inking's just too fun.
Right. I mean, for me, I like drawing, but then I draw like a little asshole. So there you go. I mean, I just do it to be silly. You know, I'm not saying that I don't care about my work, but it's just like it caught up in my IP. You know, that's what kind of comes out.
Yeah. Well, you said you do other art too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I've worked on other ones. Like I've worked on like Hello Kitty and everything, where Hello Kitty is no, Demon Bitch is stabbing Hello Kitty. I mean, I actually have a gallery in downtown LA called the Hive Gallery and Studios and stuff. So it's been fun with that. So
yeah.
So it's been good.
So
Right.
What else is going on lately?
With me or with you? Oh, sorry.
I'm just thinking out loud. I finished watching Alien Earth.
How was that?
I really, really liked it. I think the writer on that, Noel Hawley, you know, he's done Fargo, the TV series. I think he's a really good, interesting writer and creator and director, and you know, I think there were other directors involved, as there usually are, but it's his vision. It was a really interesting story and a whole bunch of different characters and a different approach in the Alien franchise. Although there was like one episode that was reminiscent of the original Alien movie. That was very cool.
Right.
I want to see a season 2. I don't know if there's any plans at the moment. Supposedly it was like it cost them a bundle
Right.
to make it. Hey, the Crooked Painter, welcome.
Hey, how's it going, Crooked Painter? How are you, dude? He got a book from me, so he's a cool dude.
Oh
yeah.
He's showed up in my live streams previously, and Mo Briggs was here before I started streaming. When the stream showed up on YouTube, he commented on it.
Right.
And there have been other people watching. There's 3 people watching right now. Say hello. Yeah, I'll post links down below with my usual links to everything. I'll put Christie's links, and I'll add the this link, and you know how things pan out tonight in just a couple of hours will mean if she goes on to the next round or if she gets to jump around. And here's Joe Miller.
Hey Joe.
There, Peter. Hope you're having a good day. Galactus is losing off of them. Thanks for making me look good. Of course, buddy. And what's the face of Halloween? You want to explain it?
Yeah, essentially, it's like a thing that was started by it was oh god, I don't know why I think Starlight Foundation. I have this in front of me. It was started by a charity, and what it is that you basically become the face of Halloween. You get voted in, so it's like the first of one of 7 rounds. And I kind of joined it to be fun. And essentially, what it is that there's a nice chunk of cash at the end. You become on the. Excuse me, what was the magazine again that you mentioned? I am like, my brain is farting all the time. Right? I had a really intense week with medical stuff, but it was basically like you get on Rue Morgue magazine, you get to meet Jamie Lee Curtis, you got to meet others. So guys, if you have a free vote, go ahead and throw in a free vote. You do a free one every 24 hours. So yeah, I actually I'm going in between second and first. So yeah, just throw in a free vote. Show your friends if you want to drop money towards the charity. It does go to charity. It does go to a thing, and you can do it as often as you like for the actual paid votes.
Yeah. And it's, Starlight is the charity.
Starlight.
Yeah. And I think I think it's a magazine. The contest is that's holding the contest. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can look it up. It says all the info over by the link.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a fun little thing that we've gotten serious about.
You were like, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to get this done. You know, and it actually turned out I'm actually one of the top contenders. So, hey, you know, I just said, fine, we'll just do this all the way. Let's get this done.
Yeah. But yeah, so you know, things are going well right now. I got more work than I can handle. Like I said, I got a big list. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 different things I want to do on a daily basis. A lot of them are inking things. A couple of them are penciling things. And yeah, just I want to up my speed.
Well, you know, I mean, that would fit with horror. I mean, you know, she gets to meet Demon Bitch. Some people, I told some people that's like, dude, Demon Bitch must meet her. I mean, I kind of did it like as a fun, kind of did it as a whim, but I said, fuck it, you know.
Yeah.
And even Peter I got to say, I hold Peter slightly responsible because, and I mean that very, very jokingly. He just said, you know, you're this. Okay. Like, I wasn't really serious. And then you said, you know, you're in the top 5. What? Oh, you're now second. I'm like, what? You're now first. Holy shit. So I say, oh my God, I'm going to win this. You know, I may just win this thing. Is there a cost? No, it's just basically I uploaded pictures of myself and just like I just looked all gothic and like Morticia like. And some people like it's just whatever you want for Halloween or anything. But it's just like because I dress goth anyway, I said, oh, it might fit. So I just went and threw it up there. So yeah, there's pictures of me like in labyrinth balls and things like that. So it's all dark and all the stuff I'm drawing is dark. Like all my clothing's black anyway.
Yeah. So it's funny, like the current round, which is round 5, ends in 2 hours. If you're watching us live.
Yeah.
Then there's round 6, and round 7, I believe, contestants can make a video. So one of the people you'll potentially meet if you're the grand prize winner is the actor who plays Jason in the movies.
Yeah, Jason Voorhees. Yeah.
Yeah. So if in round 7 you make a video, you make it for him, so it will be one of his picks. I don't understand what that means, but
I think whichever video he likes the best, he will go for.
Yeah, but what does his pick do then? Like, do they jump the spot, or I don't know.
I'm not sure. I think it's like it goes more in your favor. So I guess if you have to do something, just make sure it's not like Squid Game.
You should just play with your black cat and
show her butthole to the world because it's a skull butt.
But yeah, it's just a fun contest, you know.
Yeah, if you look I mean, the Cricket Painter, it's like if you're asking if there's a costume involved, it doesn't have to be. They gave me a link to like do crazy makeup and stuff, but it's just like I look crazy anyway all the time. Well, I don't look crazy, but you know, I look gothy all the time. Hey, Shadow Punk, how's it going?
Shadow Punk, welcome.
Hey.
Yeah, it's if you look at everybody else's pitches, a lot of them are in makeup or costume. You know, some aren't, but you know, it's a Halloween contest. You know, you just get in the spirit of it.
But when you think about it, I'm like that all the time.
Well, I told you, you have the best picture of the group.
Thank you. You're gonna make me blush. It's just like that's how I am almost 24/7, or at least when you see me at a con, you know, or I'm online. So it's like kind of like I have that weird. I mean, God, I have like this mug where I stuck this like shit from Vampire Freaks from. So I mean, come on, if that doesn't make me like all Halloween, like there you go.
There you go.
And I listen to AZ Apathy, so that makes me even more Halloween like. It's kind of like it's sort of, when you look at Morticia, it's kind of like the lifestyle. Like, I even have like a skull tree. Like, let me look at this. I even have like a Halloween colored cat. I've got like a pumpkin colored cat right here. Spam.
Yep.
And then I have a witch ass like black cat here with a skull butthole. You'll see her. If I turn it. But this is what one of my friends, Kinte, actually gave me. And he did this all by himself. And if you look at this is a skull tree.
Ah, cool. You know, I always saw it from a distance. I thought maybe it was real.
No, it's not real. But you got the little devil right here.
Ah, nice.
So, you know, I kind of live it in my own way. I mean, I may not put on the makeup all the time, but I live it up all the way. Like, my friend Lawrence actually jokes and calls me demonic and shit. So
There you go.
It's like, look, it's all demonic and shit. But yeah, vote. Give to the charity if you want to vote more. I mean, it's a good charity. It helps kids and stuff. Like, they dress up as the real Ghostbusters and shit. You know, anything that does anything with kids is really nice on that level. I mean, when I mean that, it's like gives charity. Oh, sweet. Is that tree copper? Yeah, I think it is copper wire. Kimte made that. But yeah, it's like a bone tree or something. It's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah. Well, very cool. Yeah, if you're watching us live or you're watching this video later, of course you can like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I know everybody in the chat is probably subscribed. And yeah, you know, I'll be doing more streams. I think I want to stick to uploading videos for the time being that my workload is intense. But things are going well. Things are looking up. You know, it's been a hard year so far, but you know, I'll just be happy to be working on books and getting books done. Finally. So yeah, hope you are all doing well. Any last words, Demonovich?
David, I think it's just been fun. It's like, as I said, this has been a fun little contest. I mean, I'm not out of the running, but it's like, you know, to finish at #1 would be nice.
Very cool. So yeah, click that link and vote.
Yeah, and if you want to give to charity, vote all you want. Vote often and things.
I'll see everybody again very, very soon. Enjoy your evening.
Oh, he said copper is good for creative powers moves through it. You know, it is an energy conductor, so there might be credence to this. So I would say I would agree.
All right, everybody. Have a good